Hello everybody, welcome, bonjour, lolly ho, Umbruhh here, and today I wanted to discuss something that's been eating away at me, noggin my joggins if you will, rustling my jimmies if you'd be so inclined, about the concept of morality with certain characters in the world of FF14. Ever since the release of Shadowbringers, you've been hearing people endlessly praising the main villain of the expansion, perhaps the best we've seen yet. The designer who decided to make the dwarf houses accessible only to Lollifall players. Just kidding, Emet Selch. He's one of the most well-written villains the game has seen, perhaps in the whole Final Fantasy series. He's clearly evil, but his goals are understandable, which is why you may see people commenting or tweeting, Emet Selch did nothing wrong. Additionally, you may see people saying Gaius did nothing wrong, Fordola did nothing wrong, Ilber did nothing wrong, Asahi did nothing. Nah, I'm just kidding. Fuck that guy. He deserves to get impaled like a dango skewer. But one thing nobody seems to be talking about, surprisingly, is how one of the biggest villains in this expansion hasn't been particularly discussed. Which is why I will be talking about why Vauthry did nothing wrong. So, let's begin. So, who is Vauthry? This big chungus is the Mayor, King, Emperor, or something of Umbruhh, and is one of the main antagonists of Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. However, what I fail to see is how everybody classifies him as a villain, when he did nothing wrong at all. These are the same people that sound like Vauthry himself, who can't go 5 minutes without calling someone who disagrees with him a villain.
Villains, villains, the villains, villains.
But I'm getting off topic here. Here are some of the key points of why Vauthry did nothing wrong. So the first one being, he provides for his citizens with an endless supply of delicious and healthy food. So, one of Lord Vauthry's glorious innovations and good deeds would be his invention known as meal. And what's awesome about meal is it looks just like bread! Who doesn't love bread, except people who can't eat gluten, but that's another discussion. And what's great about it is how unique each piece of meal is, because the taste varies from person to person. Oh, speaking of which, one of its key ingredients along with flour and sugar is a nice, healthy dose of Sin Eater. And where do you get the Sin Eater meat from? None of your fucking business, that's where. But let's just say that Vauthry was able to solve poverty and starvation with one move. But the point is, while those Sin Eaters may have been human at one point, they aren't anymore, and thus Vauthry was able to free people from the sin of cannibalism, taking the burden upon himself as a Sin Eater himself. Oh, wait, shit. Oh, jeez, I really shouldn't have said that. I don't have long now before they come for me. Okay, let's try to get this done quickly before they get here. So, the second point being, he provided for rich and poor alike with various activities. He offered free, luxurious housing for the free citizens that we never got to see for some reason. Seriously, I kind of wanted to see what Umbruhh housing would be like, especially with how glamorous Umbruhh is. And additionally, he wanted to provide his less fortunate subjects with rustic, but cozy cottages in the bottom of Umbruhh, where he wanted to give the poor a sense of adventure in housing, because he believed it built character. And another example would be when some stupid catboy who lied on a job application was caught red-handed and brought before Vauthry to be tried for his crimes. He was given two choices: cut off his hand and give it to one of the Sin Eaters to eat, or jump out the window of Umbruhh into the Collusion Sea. This shows what a kind and generous man Vauthry really is. He understands that not everybody wants to be a really organic dog treat, and decided to give him the choice of a fun cannonball into a nice and warm sea, as he believes his subjects are less likely to misbehave when they're swimming. And this brings me to another point. He really recognizes how important physical activity is. I mean, just look at him in the Innocence trial. And which is why he really helped his citizens get into shape when those asshole scions of the Seventh Dawn came to kill him. So ungrateful, right? But he takes over the minds of his citizens. Borrows the bodies of his citizens so he could have them participate in combat against the scions. I mean, isn't that great? Everybody knows that combat is a great form of cardio and burns a ton of calories, and it really isn't easy to find the motivation to exercise. But you don't have to worry about that when you don't have free will, am I right? And my final point. He gave relevance to the Ultra Instinct Shaggy meme once again. So if you guys remember in early 2019, I think it was January or February, there was a big meme going around about Shaggy being an omnipotent deity whose power goes beyond mortal comprehension. Which is why there's no explanation on why he's so OP. Sadly, like most memes, he could only hold his power for so long, and the meme died after a month or so. That is, until Shadowbringer's released. Vauthry saw how powerful the fallen god was, and decided to give him a second chance and employ him as the general of his army. But for some reason in this game he's called Ranjit because of copyright or something, and just like that, he was able to breathe fresh life into the what? Shit, sorry. Let me just take care of that real quick. Hello? Whoa! Oh shit!
Like, nothing personal, Umbruhh, man.